Just a little bit. Not that much, so don't complain if it's not like an hour and a half, okay? You get what you get. 2 chapters? Wrong. Oh my good god. Hey! All right, here we go. They're mowing the grass near the fence, which was probably a cover to monitor the surroundings, just in case I tried to escape from the school. But they must have been thinking... Oh, wait, hold up. What the heck? What does it do with this? Well, chat, gonna have I'm just kidding. All right, but they must have been thinking about what would happen only after school was over. They seemed to have no idea that I'd already noticed their plan and was trying to run away right at that moment. I couldn't use the front gate since they'd find me easily. I moved behind the school building, made sure nobody was around the curry garden, ran through it, and dashed into the forest. Curry garden. I walked through the dense undergrowth, stepping on dead wood and climbing over fallen trees. After walking through the forest for a while, I came to a small road. I know many back roads in this village because of our club activities, and that knowledge had finally come in handy. So what should I do now? I'm sure the girl already passed on my message to Chia-sensei. Those men must be going crazy by now knowing that I ran away. Everybody in the class looked at each other and shook their heads. Chia-sensei looked a bit upset that Rena left school early without telling her in person.
でもレナさん、最近はいつも体調悪そうでございましたものね。
レナ、カバンなんかも置きっぱなしだし、どうしちゃったんだろう。
なんだか
嫌な予感がするぜ。
え？
I think I know what's going on. I'm not sure, but I have a very bad feeling about this. She must have taken another ridiculous story seriously or something. I hope she won't do anything crazy. Okay, Chi. I hurried home. My father might be at his new job, or he might gone shopping. He wasn't around when I got there. Hey, what's up, Tater? Thank you for the 48 months. Thank you. Why is TTS not working again? Because I muted it that one time. Let me... Oh, yeah, I forgot I removed it. Let me redo them again. Hold up. I'm no longer safe in my house. They're very dangerous people. They're trained to be capable of attacking the Ministry of Construction, and they actually pulled off the kidnapping of the grandson of the minister. Locked doors and windows don't mean anything to them. In fact, it'd be like I was hiding in a box, which they could just open up to get at me. I could no longer stay at home. It's very sad and very frustrating. I killed Rina and Tepe and finally regained a peaceful life with my father. How could this happen to me? I remembered what Keiichi-kun told me before. It expressed my feelings better than anything.
高野さんめ、とんでもない置き土産を。
Oh shit, Terry, thank you for the 5 gifties. Thank you. Hey, thank you once again. Huge Oiler. Why did she give me those terrifying scrapbooks? Why did she tell me the secrets of that unthinkable conspiracy? She got me into this. I didn't do anything. It's all Mio-san's fault. But who was interested in her stories? I was. Who let her continue talking? I did. I did that out of curiosity. Who let the memories of Ibaraki return and told Mio-san about them? I did. I depended on Mio-san, hoping that she could somehow save me from the memories I've been trying to forget. I shouldn't have remembered anything about the bizarre incident. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have gotten involved in that unthinkable conspiracy, and I could have just played around with my friends today. But even if I didn't know about the conspiracy, I'd still continue behind the scenes. I would have been one member of the mob running in a panic, not knowing what's going on the day of Oyashiro-sama's revival. I would have been just swallowed up in the conspiracy anyway. Would I be happier if I faced that day without knowing anything? Would I be happier if I struggled, knowing about it, but ending up swallowed by it? If I'm going to end up the same way no matter what I choose to do, I'll fight. I'll choose to fight, because that's how I seized my happiness before. When Rina invaded my home, seducing my father, I felt like it was the end of the world. I lived on the verge of despair every day. I thought that was the worst misfortune that could befall anyone. But the way things are going, it wasn't really that bad at all. I had only 2 enemies, Rina Mamiya and Tepe Hojo. I knew my enemies and knew how many they were. I lured them out one by one and attacked them in the dark. It was a very easy problem to solve. But what about this one? I don't know who my enemies are, and I don't know how many or how strong they are. Even the people I once trusted might be my enemies. I can't possibly be sure. It's totally different from the previous problem. This might be the end of the world. This time, it really was the worst thing that could possibly happen. But is that really the case? With Rina, I felt like it was the end of the world, but I no longer think it was that bad. So this might turn out to be an easy problem to solve in the end, and I might be able to laugh about it someday. I know that day will come. I know it for sure. So I shouldn't think that this is the end of the world. Let's fight. I can still struggle. I'd eat grass and drink mud if I needed to. I'm going to bet on the 1% chance, even though it's unbelievably small. If Mio-san didn't leave me the scrapbooks, I wouldn't even have been able to sit at the table to bet. I was lucky that I received the scrapbooks because they gave me the chance to choose my future. If I don't fight, they'll spread the terrible parasite and this village will face a great disaster. According to the legend, when the demons first came out of the swamp, people became demons right after being infected, and it happened while they were inside the village. These days, symptoms appear only when infected people leave the village, but that only applies to the later, weak parasite. The original parasite can reenact the curse of Oyashiro-sama even when the infected are in the village. The legend of Oyashiro-sama will be reborn. Humans and demons will start killing each other, and Oyashiro-sama will come down to pacify the disaster. That's what they want. They want people to prostrate themselves before the miracle, and only the people who truly worship Oyashiro-sama will be saved. I see. I know their true intentions now. They're going to reenact the legend of Oyashiro-sama. After all, the villagers always say that Rika-chan is his reincarnation. The stage is all set. They're going to use the parasite as the curse. So how are they going to make it look like Oyashiro-sama came down to pacify everyone? I get it. They must have some kind of medicine. A specific cure for the parasite. When they recreated the stronger form of the parasite, they found a cure for it at the same time. They're going to use this cure to save only those people who believe in Oyashiro-sama, and as a result, this village will only have those fervent believers. They're going to make themselves the absolute rulers of Hinamizawa. Wait, I still might be underestimating them? Are they going to carry out that horrifying act of bioterrorism only inside Hinamizawa? History proves that when their goal is to control others, people desire to spread their religion across a wide area. I'm sure that they conducted research not only to bring back the primitive form of the parasite, but also to overcome its weakness, namely that it only thrives in Hinamizawa. According to Mio-san's research, the parasite doesn't like its host to be far from the region. Its weakness is distance. If they could extend the distance, if they could extend their area where it can live, I wonder how far along their research is. By now, the parasite might be able to live not only in Hinamizawa, but in Okinomiya as well, or maybe even in the city, maybe the whole prefecture. It might be able to cover nearby prefectures as well. This is too serious to just call it a conspiracy. It's horrifying enough, and its scale large enough to call it a revolution. The day of revival is probably not far off. I can tell by how they killed Mio-san and by the extent of their pressure they're putting on me. They're trying to get rid of the small fish bone stuck in their throat by any means, because that day is coming ever closer. I'm the only one who can stand up against a revolution. I can't trust anybody. I think I can trust Keiichi-kun, but no one else. Mi-chan is out of question. I can't trust Rika-chan either. Satoko-chan and Rika-chan stick together like superglue, so I can't trust Satoko either. I can't trust any adults. I can't trust anybody. No one is on my side. I have to stand up against them alone. The clock is ticking towards that day, and the ticking noise made me frustrated. How should I fight against them? What should I do? I needed time to think. I needed a place, a safe area where I could concentrate on thinking. Fortunately, I had such an area already, my hideout at the garbage dump. Nobody ever goes there, so it's safe. Even if they found out about that place, I'm familiar with the surroundings. I know escape routes and places where I can hide. But it has a big shortcoming as a hiding place. It's not hard to imagine what that is. I don't have any stock of food there. That's why I came home. I opened one of my father's drawers and took out his cash box. The contents haven't changed since the last time I looked inside. There were many new 10,000 yen bills in the cash box. I took them all. I couldn't tell how many bills there actually were, but it looked to be about 80 of them. There should be plenty. If I evaded them long enough to use all this money, that would mean that I did pretty well. Plus, I might use it to buy someone off. You can never have too much money, especially in a situation like this. I didn't take the bank book. If they were waiting in ambush at the bank, I'd be done for. It's too risky to withdraw money at the bank. I grabbed my backpack, I took the key from my bicycle, I put everything I think would be convenient to have into the backpack. I didn't care if it got heavy. I choose what was necessary to carry around later at my hideout. If there ended up being something I didn't need, I could leave it there. I looked at the clock. It had been 30 minutes since I came home. I stayed here too long. I rushed out of the house. I went to the small convenience store and bought as much sweet bread and canned food as I could fit in my backpack. An old lady was at the register, probably suffering from dementia. She showed no interest in the extraordinary amount of food I was buying. But as soon as the manager of the store checked the sales at night, he'd find out. The idea didn't bother me because I can no longer walk around the village in the daylight anyway. My backpack was full and the cans hurt my back as I walked, but that didn't bother me either. I got to my hideout still carrying the heavy backpack. I organized the stuff I bought. It was very heavy to carry, but now I had sufficient food. The abandoned construction office still has running water, so I could get some from there. I'd wanted to get some vegetables, but in a situation like this, I could hardly complain. After I organized things, I took out the scrapbooks I hid here, and put my brain into top gear, flipping through the pages. So now what? How am I going to stand up against this gigantic conspiracy? I needed to calm down, stay cool, but also to think fast. There might not be a lot of time, so I'd have to hurry, but I don't know what to do. It's easy to run to school in the morning when I oversleep. It's easy because I know where I should go, but now I don't know where I should go to or what I should do. Now that I come to this point, I should tell Oishi-san everything. It's highly likely he's an enemy, but that doesn't matter anymore. If it was true, I'd just declare war. But if he was on my side, he'd be my only remaining hope. I'm far too weak to stand alone against the terrifying scale of this conspiracy poised to instill fear throughout Japan. I'd have to use a public phone to make the phone call. There's only one public phone in this village that stands at a place where it's hard for people to spot you. That phone booth. It stands in the middle of nowhere where nobody really comes around. Many bugs gather around the light when it's dark, and it's not a pleasant place to go. But I can't think of any other public phones I can use to contact Oishi-san without being seen. Even though it stands in the middle of nowhere, it's still dangerous to use in the daylight. I should wait until nightfall and take advantage of the darkness. I heard that Oishi-san has been holed up in the station since Mio-san's murder case, so I should be able to reach him anytime. I have the number for the direct line to his office too. The sky was still bright. Even though I had no time, I still had to wait for it to get dark. Frustrated, I glared at the sunset. I should find something to do. I couldn't waste any time that I had, so there must be something to do. After I thought about what I could do, I found there was something I wanted to confirm. Something I've been worried about. I couldn't do anything else before it got dark anyway. Staying here doing nothing would just make me more frustrated. I made my decision and left the hideout. Rena's father paced up and down restlessly in front of his house. A bicycle appeared, its rider ringing the bell.
Shuzai-san! ここです! ここです!
Police officer from Hinamizawa police station had shown up. Having rushed to get there, he was breathing hard.
お待たせしました。状況を
確かに施錠して出て行ったんです。そうしたら、まず家の扉が開きっぱなしになってまして。
Oh my god, he thinks he got robbed.
それで、
ご主人、これはその時の触ってない？
ええ。犯人の指紋とかあるだろうと思いまして、ただ中身を確認したので、中のも。
それで、取られたものは？
貯金通帳と印鑑は大丈夫。
通帳と印鑑、大丈夫だったんだ。そりゃあ不幸中の。最近は通帳から足がつくと思って、プロは、こりゃあだいぶ手慣れた空き巣かな。金庫ごと持ってかないで、この場で開けちゃうってんだから。で、お金はどのくらいやられちゃって？
ちょっと数えてなかったんですが。
ああ、それだけの現金が入ってることを。
いえ、誰にも知らせてはいませんが。
あの女？ちょっとお話を聞かせていただけますか？
Oh god.
実はあまりみっともいい話じゃないので。
And now the bodies are going to start getting dug up because of the
マニア
tree.
リナという女とですね。
Tree removal. Just then the phone rang.
すぐ戻ります。
He grabbed the phone.
はい、竜宮です。
すみません、前原と申しますが、レナさんはいらっしゃいますか？
レーナはまだ帰ってきてません。
まだ帰ってない？
遊びの電話でしたら、またかけ直していただけますかね。申し訳ないですね。失礼いたします。
He hung up after that. I was stunned. Is it just me or is Rena's like text getting darker every time? It didn't look like anything had changed on the first surface. It's hard to find this place at all because it perfectly blends in with the surroundings. I only found this place again because I remembered there was a tree with a big lump of wood on it nearby. The spot where I buried the corpses was perfectly camouflaged as if nothing had happened. Yeah, maybe it gets darker and darker as she gets crazier. That's why at first I thought I came to the wrong place. But I could make certain once I stick a shovel in the ground. I should be able to tell right away whether this place was dug up before or not. After several false starts, I found the exact spot where I buried the corpses. But the biggest problem of all is that there are no bags in there at all. Why? How come? Did I bury them deeper than this? No, I didn't. I remember exactly how deep I buried them. I know I didn't bury them deeper than this. I wasn't expecting this. I came here to check the corpses. I just wanted to do that to kill some time. I didn't want to stay in my hideout doing nothing, so I came here to check if the corpses I buried were still there. I'd make sure that they were still there, and I'd feel relieved. It was supposed to go like that. This is such an unexpected turn of events that I broke out into a cold sweat. What's going on? What's going on? I don't need to calm down to think about what happened. Corpses can't come back to life and crawl at the ground. Someone must have dug them out. Who did it and for what purpose? Did anyone happen to see us burying the corpses here, and did they dig them out after we left? What if they handed them over to the police? No, it can't be. It's been quite a while since the day we buried them here. It was before the Watanagashi festival. So if the police did find the corpses when Oishi contacted me, he had to know about Rina and Tepe. But he didn't tell me anything about them. I don't think he was hiding anything on purpose either. So that means the police don't know about Rina and Tepe yet. Then why are the corpses gone? That would leave only one answer. Who knows about this place? Oh no, bro. One of us came back here, dug out the bags, and took them away. The first person who comes to mind is Mion, I mean the Sonozaki family, but I can't think of a reason why they would do that. The murder of Rina and Tepe has nothing to do with them. I'm sure they don't want to get involved either, let alone be falsely accused. They must want to stay as far away from this case as possible. Why would they want to keep the corpses? It's like keeping a joker even though you'll lose if you have the joker by the end of the game. If I was Michan, what would I do? What would I do if I was club president? The Joker is a card that you want to get rid of, at least in the game I mentioned earlier, but it becomes a powerful card in other games. What kind of game would that be? An electric shock ran through my spine. At that same time, I realized they are one step ahead of me. The Sonozaki family got the corpses to use them as a Joker, as a wild card. They're trying to use them to sell me out to the police. The Sonozaki family is trying to kill me using their death squad, but they want to have insurance just in case they fail. The thing they're afraid of the most is that I might work together with the police. If they could prevent that from happening, I'd have no one to work with. If that happens, I can no longer run away from them. I'd still be a fish in their pond. They're going to use the corpses to sell me out to the police for the murder of Rina and Tepe. If the police started seeing me as a suspect, they'd never listen to my story. They could have been my last hope, but this will certainly turn them against me. But I'm sure the Sonozaki family doesn't want to use their Joker unless absolutely necessary. After all, Mio and Sonozaki helped bury the corpses. Plus, they don't want the police to hover around Hinamizawa when the day of revival is so close. I'm going to call Oishi tonight, and I'm going to ask him for help. I'm going to tell him everything, including the things I haven't even told Keiichi-kun. I don't know if Oishi will believe me. This is a gamble, and my chance of winning is very small. Plus, my worst enemy has a Joker. The bags with the corpses inside. I'm impressed with Mion. That's just what I'd expect from the leader of our club. This is a battle that I'm betting my life on, but to Mion, this is like a board game taking place across Hinamizawa itself. I grinned, repeating to myself that it's just a game. I put my life on the line for every club activity we do because I don't want to suffer the punishment. This time, that's become the literal truth. There could be only one reason why they're trying so hard to drive me into a corner. It's because they're afraid of me. I assumed I was just a little girl with no power, running about in confusion, but my enemy must not be thinking that way. If they didn't think I was a threat to them, they wouldn't have taken risks like this to drive me into a corner. That means the scrapbooks Mio-san left me must be way more dangerous to them than I think they are. I see. They have a Joker, but so do I. The Joker I have is so deadly and so powerful that it can break their plot into pieces. That's why they're so eager to find me. Ahaha. A cornered mouse really can bite a cat. I felt my fear towards my enemy fade away all of a sudden. Just as I fear them, so do they fear me too. So this is an evenly matched game. I don't have as bad a hand as I thought I did. I was right to come here. I found out about the card my enemy was holding. This is a big deal. I felt myself shiver with excitement. I grinned to encourage myself. I don't need to be here any longer. If they know this place, they might come here to find me. It's not safe for me to stay here for long. I decided to go back to my hideout. Once on the way back, I passed close to my house. I noticed something different right away. I hid behind a bush and looked at the front door of my house. My father was talking to a police officer. I strained to catch the conversation.
はい。いつもはそこに止めてあるはずなんです。
My father pointed to the place where I usually park my bicycle.
わかりました。もしお嬢さんが帰られましたらご連絡をください。こちらの方でも探してみます。
Michan, you're good. Did you already play your Joker? Mion always starts the battle by attacking without hesitation and wins. Okay. No, Lily lost her glasses and then she found him while she was calling me. Mion always starts a battle by attacking without hesitation and wins. It seems like the police are already after me. My chance of being able to explain the conspiracy to Oishi was already small, but this makes it even smaller. No. That's why I'm going to talk to Oishi. He sees the Sonozaki family as his enemy, and he's trying to expose everything about them before his retirement. That's why he'll be on my side. He's not going to fall for their trick. Of course, there's a very high possibility that everything was part of their trap from the very beginning. It's possible that he claimed the Sonozaki family was his enemy in order to make me believe that he's on my side. But their Joker is actually giving me hope. If Oishi is one of them, it would be too early to play the Joker. Oishi isn't one of them. That's why they got the Joker, so they can play it before I go to the police. No, wait, that might be a trick to make me think that way in order to make me trust Oishi. When Mion gives me two choices to choose from, it's usually better to choose the one I like without thinking too much. Mion, after all, likes to guess people's intentions in order to confuse them. So when you think about a choice too much, you're already in her trap. I'm going to do as I planned. I'm going to call Oishi after it gets dark. If he's going to become my ally, we can talk about the future. And if he isn't, that I realized was what I had to think about before it got dark. Jesus Christ, bro. She might be the most paranoid person we've seen yet, even more than Shion. Oh god.
残業代はついちゃいませんが、ちゃんと勤務中ですので。
I started the conversation with an ordinary greeting to try and gauge his reaction. There's a 50-50 chance that Oishi is one of them.
Frick you fob. Bond, thank you for the 53. If he's their pawn, he'll either lure me out somewhere so he can arrest me, or he'll ask me where the scrapbooks are. But even if he didn't, that wouldn't prove anything. It's going to be difficult to determine if he's on my side or not. And I'd have to tell him about the scrapbooks no matter what. My heart's beating very fast. Even if I was sure that Oishi isn't their pawn, I'd still have to make him believe such a crazy story. And I'd have to do that over the phone. Worrying wouldn't do anything for me. This is, I know, a gamble. I have but a small chance of winning. If I didn't put my chips on the table, the game wouldn't even start.
以前も少し話しましたが、やっぱり私、何者かに狙われてるみたいです。
Sorry, chat. Lily sent me the goofiest emote. But I think somebody is following me. Oh, shit.
それは本当ですか？
ええ。以前までは、ひょっとすると気のせいかもしれないと思う程度だったのですが、昨日あたりから間違いないと思うレベルになりました。
間違いないレベルと言いますと？
数台の車が私の身辺を伺っているようなんです。うちの1台は白いワゴン車で、造園屋に偽装した4人の特攻隊と思われる人間が乗っています。
Attack units. Oh, fuck, they're playing RTS.
特攻隊というと、園崎家の暗殺部隊の？
はい、おそらくそうに違いないと思います。今日、学校にまで詰めかけてきました。あわやのところで逃れましたが、危ないところでした。し
かし、なんだって急に。まさか竜宮さんが富武殺しについて嗅ぎ回っているとでも思い込んだんですかね。
Oishi hasn't mentioned the scrapbooks yet. It sounded rather unnatural to beat around the bush like that by mentioning Tomitake's murder. But as I haven't told him about the scrapbooks, it could be a legitimate reaction.
実はですね、ついさっき嫌な話を耳にしました。もうちょっとちゃんと調べてからお耳に入れたかったのですが、ですので、とりあえずお話しておきます。実は、沖宮の園崎組で悪い動きがあるらしいんです。
園崎組で悪い動きですか？
ええ、ちょっとショックな話かもしれません。実は若い衆に人探しを命じているという話なんですがね。
人探し？
They're looking for Teppei and Rina. Oh my god, bro. They're literally looking for Teppei and Rina, and these guys are gonna think it's fucking Ren. My heart stopped for a moment upon hearing that. Are they?
私もにわかには信じられません。探しているのはあなたらしいんですよ。
Wait. But this could also be Mion getting people to help find Rena. Because she's missing.
竜宮レナを探させているそうなんです。まだ仕入れたばかりの情報なんで何が狙いかはつかめていませんが。
私が身に危険を感じ始めているという話。
ねえ、互いの話がきれいに一致します。竜宮さん、これはどういうことですか？お心当たりは？
What they're really looking for are the scrapbooks I have. They want to know what they are. And they believe that I'm hiding them. They must be thinking that they'll be able to hide the information in the scrapbooks forever if they succeed in shutting my mouth. But I couldn't tell Oishi about that. I answered his question by asking him a question.
大石さんの方で何かわかりませんか？私には全然どうしてだか。
私だってわかりません。園崎組があなたという個人を狙って動くなんて考えられない。でも事実なんです。信頼できる筋から得た情報で紛れはありません。
園崎組が私に関心があるのではなく、園崎本家が私に関心があるというのは。
こういった動きはめったに見せるものではありません。例えば組の上納金の持ち逃げがあったとか、そういうトラブルがあった時にはこういう騒ぎもあったりします。でもそれは大抵組関係の業界の話で、仇である個人が対象となるなんて前例。
私がその貴重な一例目であるのは嬉しいですが、前例がないで済まされちゃこっちはたまらないです。
まあ落ち着いて落ち着いて。今度は竜宮さんが話す番じゃないんですか？
何をですか？
竜宮さん、園崎組がこういう動きを何かの誤解にしたってなかなかあることじゃない。心当たりはありませんか？竜宮さんにとっては何気ない何かが彼らを私の読みでは連中、あなたが園崎本家周辺を嗅ぎ回っていて、それは竜宮さんが日々の生活でしてしまうような些細なものじゃない。もっと目立つ何かです。本当に心当たりはありませんか？
Is he my ally or my enemy? I still can't figure it out. This is it. Make your decision, Rena Ryugu.
多分私がミオさんのスクラップ帳を。
ミオさん、高野ミオのスクラップ帳、そいつは一体。
If he was my enemy, he wouldn't be able to hide his excitement. But his voice remained steady and it didn't sound unusual when he said the word scrapbooks.
はい、実は私、ミオさんが殺される数日前に、その時に意気投合して、彼女に研究をまとめたスクラップ帳を数冊預けられたんです。
研究をまとめた？
はい、ミオさんはひなみ沢村の歴史について深く研究していたんです。そしてそれらを数冊のスクラップ帳にまとめていました。奴らはミオさんを殺した時、スクラップ帳が何冊か足りないのに気づき、それを私に託していたことを気づいたのだと思います。
奴らの狙いはスクラップ帳？リグさん、それは一体何なんですか？
ひなみ沢がかつて鬼ヶ淵村と呼ばれていたお社様信仰の発祥について書かれています。
お社様信仰、人食い鬼の末裔が仙人になって。
ええ、ミオさんはその研究の中でお社様信仰についてのある重大な秘密を暴いたんです。
What's up, Ganyu?
その研究結果はお社様を神聖であると崇める人たちにとっては極めて冒涜的な内容でした。
なるほどなるほど。信仰の特に盲信的な連中にはその研究の存在が許せなかった。
Oishi was taking notes. I could hear him writing something while he spoke.
彼らはミオさんを消し、そのミオさんが残したスクラップ帳も葬ろうとしているんです。最初のうちは私が持っているのかどうか分かりかねているようだったんですが、昨日を境に疑わしきは殺せという方針に変わったように感じています。
なるほど。そりゃ好ましい状況ではありませんね。あなたの身辺を警戒させましょう。あとそのスクラップ帳を拝見させてください。高野殺しの何かの手がかりになるかもしれない。
あ、いえ、警察の内部にも奴らの手先が混じっている可能性が高いです。ですから身辺の警戒は結構です。 自分の身は自分で守ります。あとスクラップ帳も同じです。彼らはそれを抹消しようとするでしょう。たとえ警察の中であっても。
園崎組があなた一人をターゲットに動いている以上、もしこれが園崎本家の頂上からの指令なら、その可能性は確かにありますね。園崎本家が敵だった場合、悔しいですが私たちの中にも内通者がいないとは限りません。
そういうことです。ですから私のことは気にしないでください。それよりお願いがあります。とても
言ってください。何ですか？
ミオさんの研究によるな、今ひなみ沢の闇に恐ろしい陰謀があり、それが遠くないうちに実行されそうなんです。
陰謀？それは一体何です？
I got tense all of a sudden. If I tell him everything, it's going to sound like a big lie. I should leave out the bizarre sounding parts for now. It'd actually make the story more credible.
奴らの正体はお社様信仰の狂信者たちです。奴らは明治以降すっかり下火になってしまったお社様信仰と意向を取り戻し、太古の鬼ヶ淵村の時代のような厳格な信仰を復活させようとしているんです。
続けてください。
Oishi thinks she's fucking crazy.
メモしてます。
ミオさんの研究によると、お社様伝説の根底には大昔のある風土病の存在があるんです。その風土病の猛威がお社様のたたりと恐れられ、それを治療できる医者的存在がお社様と崇められ、村を支配した。
そうだったんですか。なるほど。続けて。
その風土病は土着のある特殊な寄生虫によるものだったんです。ですが長い世代を繰り返すうちに徐々に無害になっていき、ご存知の通り今では何事もありません。彼らにとって風土病が無害ではお社様のたたりがなく、たたりがなければ救いも必要ない。だからお社様の神聖性が保てないわけです。
それを復活させようとしたら、それはつまり風土病を蘇らせるということを意味するわけですかな。
そうです。奴らはお社様伝説をゼロからもう一度やり直し、そのため古代の強力な風土病を再発させる原始の寄生虫を研究していたと思われます。連続開始事件の正体はこの研究結果を試すものだったんです。そして富武さんに対して古文書に残る氏脇病を再現できた。奴らは5年かけて原始の力を持つ寄生虫を復活させたんです。
なんてこった。
奴らの最終的な目的はその寄生虫をばらまき、お社様に帰依する者のみを特効薬で救い、お社様信者のみの楽園を作ろうとしているんです。
それは間違いなく事実でしょうね。
このスクラップ帳にはその寄生虫がひなみ沢の人間のほぼ全員に寄生している事実が書かれています。医学的根拠に基づいていて、その寄生を間違いなく裏付けます。
Do you have that evidence?
信じられない。そう、お寮のババアめ、ほっときゃいつでもお迎えが来るだろうに。自分一人じゃ三途の川一つ渡らないのか。こいつは無差別テロだぞ。なんてこった。
本来の寄生虫はひなみ沢一帯にしか適用できませんでしたが、彼らはその競技の傾向からより広域にわたって寄生虫が環境適応できるよう改良を加えている可能性が高いです。ひなみ沢だけにとどまらない。沖の
I
宮を
don't
飲
think
み込
Oishi's
むか、
actually buying it, bro.
市
But
内
he has
全
to
域
play
に及ぶ
along.
か、県全体にまで及ぶか。
くそったり、どうすりゃいいんだ。くそ。首謀者は誰です？
ひなみ沢御三家、おそらくは園崎家の当主でしょう。ただしお寮が主会なのか、お寮すらも駒なのかは分かりません。私には奴らを奴らと呼ぶことしかできない。その規模も全く分からないんです。
その研究がどこで行われているか分かりますか？そこを押さえます。
それはこのスクラップ帳にも書かれていません。大石さんの方で見当はつきませんか？
そんな寄生虫だのなんだのの研究をしてるってことは、改造拳銃ぐらいならガレージを改造して秘密工場にもできるだろうが、寄生
ミオさんは入江診療所に勤めている看護師でした。入江診療所が怪しいということはありませんか？ひなみ沢の規模から見て立派すぎるのが前から不審だと思っていました。
はあ、入江診療所か。
They need a specially designed facility with advanced airtight containment, among other considerations, to be able to do research on dangerous parasites like this one. It's easy to equate suspicious research with a clinic facility, but it also sounds too easy and a little cliche. At first, I thought they converted part of the clinic into a secret research center, but that actually sounds a little too
とに
unrealistic.
かくそれがどこかは分かりません。それはどうか大石さんの方で調べてください。怪しげなところを片っ端から調べられないんですか？
ご存知の通り、警察は強制捜査には令状ってもんが必要です。そりゃ後付けで取ることもできますがね、間違いなくそこだという決定的な証拠があった時の話です。
Oishi is a police officer. If he's going to work as a police officer, he has to follow their
でも
rules.
大掛かりな細菌テロが計画されているのだけは事実なんです。しかもミオさんの殺し方の請求さから見て、私は彼らが実行に移す X デーが近いような気がしてなりません。
わかりましたわかりました。こちらの方でも何とかしています。そんなとんでもない計画なら、その先本家も一枚岩ってわけにはいかないでしょう。必ずどこかに胸中で反対している人間がいるはずです。そういう人物と接触できないか。
Yeah, and they all say, "What the fuck are you saying, Oishi? You crazy motherfucker."
任せてください。こういうのは私の得意とするところですよ。
Oishi laughed to try to cheer me up. I was upset with the work of the police before, but Oishi's positive reaction is very reliable. Sunburn, thank you for the 56. Welcome back. He's what you might call an outlaw. Oishi's greatest advantage to me is that he doesn't exactly play by the rules. It's very encouraging that he has that kind of skill, especially since we have to act both very quickly and without conclusive evidence. The police normally investigate incidents after they've happened, but that doesn't work in this case. If this incident actually does occur, it's going to be a big
ミオ
disaster.
さんはなんて恐ろしい陰謀を暴いたんだろうと。
気の毒な最後でした。岐阜の山中でドラム缶の中でこんがりでしてね、気の毒なことです。そうそう、そういえばちょいと彼女のことで変わった話がありましてね。
変わった話？
最初何か事件に関係、今のとてつもない陰謀の話に比べたらさまつな話です。多分鑑識のちょっとしたミスでしょう。
いえ、聞かせてください。そういう約束じゃなかったですか？
いえ、隠すただちょいと夏向きな話だったもんで。リグさん、渡流しの晩を覚えてますか？あの晩の祭りのあなたの仲良し5人組と富武、高野の7人で談笑してますよね。
談笑というほど、少し話をしたような気がします。
いえ、実はですね、高野の遺体が見つかったのはその晩なわけですが、岐阜県警さんの鑑識では
This shit again.
24時間以上って出ちゃったらしいって噂があるんです。
What the fuck does... I still don't know what this means. Karasoka, I think we're at 29.
でもそれだと話がおかしい。あの祭りの前の晩には殺されていることになる。
殺されてることになる。
I'm confused. She was found dead on the night of Watanagashi. She had been dead for 24 hours. That means...
つまり早い話が渡流しの
Yeah, I
日には
swear if
高野
Takano
はもう
has a
死んでる
twin
ことになるんですよ。だからあの祭りの晩にあっ
named
た彼女は
Pakano.
実はゾンビだったのかな。なあな。まああちらの鑑識のちょいとしたポカでしょう。
I felt my brain freezing over. Oishi laughed, saying it sounded like a horror story from summer camp, but actually the fact that Miyo-san's time of death was off backed up her incredulous theories. I haven't mentioned this one to Oishi or Keiichi-kun. If I did, they'd start to doubt everything I've said. That's how absolutely unbelievable this theory is. At any rate, the mismatch with the time of Miyo-san's death means a lot. What irony, Miyo-san came up with the theory and she proved it correct with her own life. No, not yet. This doesn't prove anything yet. If her theory is true, it might happen again. There's no way it can't be true. I still can't believe it, but Oishi just said it. He said Mio-san was already dead on the night of the festival. It means that the Mio-san who was walking arm in arm with Tomitake-san on that night wasn't Mio-san. Mio-san was already dead, so that wasn't her. That means she was... I felt a new sensation, one I had never felt in my life before. It wasn't an ordinary kind of dread. It was fear of the truth. No fear is worse than the fear of accepting a truth you don't want to believe. Compared to this fear, the fear of being stalked by the Sonozaki family or being burned alive in an oil drum looked silly. That's how deep of a fear I felt, and I felt it crawling all over my body.
リュウさん、悪いことは言いません。警察が信用できないお気持ちもわかります。園崎本家は市内全域を牛耳っていますからね。署にも園崎家の御用聞きみたいな連中がいますし、それでも今のあなたは危険だ。それで、私個人を信用してはくれませんか。私以外の誰も知らないところにあなたをかくまいます。私をどうか信用してください。
I don't doubt Oishi at this point. I actually think he's very reliable. I would have said yes without a second thought, but the situation has drastically changed. Mio-san's death backs up this unbelievable truth. I trust Oishi. I believe he'll find the enemy and take them down, but I'd rather protect myself on my own rather than let someone else do it. If the unbelievable truth is real, then I couldn't trust anybody except myself. No, even myself might appear before me,
大石
too.
さん、本当にありがとうございます。とにかく奴らの研究所を突き止めて、なんとか陰謀を食い止めてください。私はしばらく身を潜めます。また連絡しますね。
I noticed I've been on the phone too long. I've been using this phone booth with a light on in the middle of darkness. In other words, I've been telling everybody I'm here.
もしもし、もしもし。
She hung up. Oishi wanted to talk more. He clicked his tongue and put the phone down. His junior Kumagai rushed into the room.
おいさん、やっぱりヤバそう。竜宮レナを探させているのは園崎組笠井達義。
笠井、園崎茜の懐刀じゃないですか。
Oh shit. It's because Kasai probably thinks Rena did something. He used to be the boss of a subordinate branch, but after suffering a bad injury during a gang war, he stepped down and now he served as the boss's aide. Akane Sonozaki relies especially on him as her right-hand man. He's still feared even now. When Kasai moves, other gangs consider it as a declaration of war. They fear him very much. He's a warrior among warriors. He's been lying low these days, but he's led countless number of gang wars. He was also the leader of the professional attack squadron that went to the US to receive military training during the dam conflict. They were crazy enough to think of attacking the Ministry of Construction for real.
情報や界隈でも相当な騒ぎになってるようです。竜宮レナが園崎組にとって相当都合の悪いものを握ってるんじゃないかともっぱらの噂です。
情報屋の皆さんもさすがに勘がいいですね。こりゃとんでもない山になってきた。
佐藤さんは例の建設省とお寮の秘密交渉テープじゃないかって見てるみたいっす。だとすれば人が死ぬ騒ぎになるっすよ。
This is more serious than that, Oishi thought. If her story is true, this is a massive conspiracy. It's going to cause more than quite a few deaths. It might destroy the entire village or even the entire prefecture. This is going to be the biggest terrorist strike in history.
レナ、やばいですよ。くまちゃん、覆面パトを竜宮家に貼り付かせてください。本日付で竜宮レナから暴力団組織に脅迫を受けている訴えがあったため身辺警護ってことにします。ガジオには後で私から話します。
いえ、実は駐在所からの連絡ではどうも家の金をそれから竜宮家の前には園崎組の車が1台張り付いているという連絡が。
ばっかり。なんでそいつ早く言わ。竜宮レナは相当高度に狙われ、さっきの電話はいいじゃなかったんだ。竜宮レナを至急保護します。車回せ。家の前に張り付いてる野郎を締め上げろ。おい、わけの何か来い。
おっす。
レナさんが家にいない？この時間に？
はい。しばらく家の前で待たせていただきましたが、
誰かの家に遊びに行ってるとかじゃない？案外、本家でお姉たちと一緒に部活大会だったりしてね。
Shion was lying down on the sofa picturing her sister and her friends fooling around and playing games like they always did.
一応それを疑って本家にも寄らせていただきましたが、ミオンさんもレナさんがお帰りになられないのを心配しておられまし
They're
た。
all just trying to find her.
そうなの？どうしたんだろうね。はって。
めったにないことだろうとは思いますが、たちの悪いのに絡まれたのかもしれません。念のためレナさんを見かけていないかどうか聞き込ませています。
あの子に限っては大丈夫だと思うけどな。何気に強いしね。
それはそうと、私に何の用だったんです？
Kasai took off his jacket. Shion only told him to see Rena because she heard that Rena had requested to see him in person.
あれ？言わなかったっけ？なんかね、葛西の落とし物を拾ってるらしいよ。お姉が言うには、レナさんそれを直接返したいんだってさ。おうおう、いいね。
堪忍してください。しかし、ご無事だといいのですが。
Right then, the phone rang. Kasai answered it while loosening his tie.
はい。はい。わかりました。直ちに。
Kasai sounded very serious and Shion immediately figured out who he was talking to.
誰？お父さん？
はい。レナさんを大至急保護して、本家へ護送せよとの園崎本家からの命令です。
鬼ババの直令？レナさん、何をやらかしたんだか。ああ、爪かな。
You know what it probably is? It probably is the bodies were found by the forestry service, but the Sonozakis are covering it up for Rena.
かわいそうに。クワバラクワバラ。
レナがまだ帰ってないって？
うん。実は聞いた話だと、レナ自宅を出てどこかに雲隠れしてるらしい。
雲隠れ？どういうことだ？
あと、これはさっき入ってきた情報なんだけど、警察がリュウグウレナの行方を探してるって。
なんだって？
なんでもレナの家の前にはすでに覆面パトカーが1台張り付いてるらしい。村の中にもすでにサイレンなしのパトカーが数台入り込んでるみたい。あと君吉本家にも警察から電話があって、リュウグウレナの所在を至急確認したいので、懲戒連絡網で確認をしてほしいと連絡があったって。
ってことはまさか俺たちの隠した死体が見つかったってことか？
We hid them deep in the mountains. They couldn't have found them that easily.
うん、それは 100% ありえない。私が保証するよ。
おう、よく 100% なんて言い切れるな。
うん、実はね、あの死体、園崎家の方で秘密の場所に処分されてもらった。
秘密の場所？
まあまあまあ、そこは深く考えない。あのね、私たちが埋めたあの山林、後でよくよく聞いてみたら、今年の夏に大規模な伐採計画があるって分かったの。だからちょっと私の方で手を回させてもらったってわけ。
そっか、お前味方なら頼りになるけど敵だったら怖いやつだな。
おじさんを誰だと思ってるんだか。
じゃあ死体じゃないよな。一体どうして警察がレナを？
わからない。北条哲平と間宮里奈が竜宮家を食い物にしようとしてたって話は裏の界隈ではちょっと知られてたらしい。そっちの角度からレナが浮上したのかもしれない。とにかく容疑者ってわけじゃないみたい。でも重要参考人とかって扱いではあるだろうね。
どっちだって同じだぜ。くそ、せっかくレナは平穏な生活を取り戻したんだぞ。ここで台無しになんかしてたまるか。ミオ、俺たちでなんとかレナをかばおう。
当然だよ。とにかく警察よりも先にレナの身柄を確保するよ。さっき沖宮の家に伝えた。本家でならレナを 120% 警察から守れる。
レナをかくまうだけじゃ解決にはならないんじゃないのか？レナの嫌疑を何とかしないと。
そこは保護してから考えるよ。
So genuinely, like, real question here. Rena's at her secret hideout, which all of these motherfuckers know where it is. Why haven't they just fucking looked there?
アリバイを証明する証人なんかいくらでも作れるし、本家に出入りしてる最高の弁護士もいる。私たちは仲間を絶対に見捨てない。
ああ、そうさ、絶対にレナを守ってやろうな。くそ、俺ができるのはミオンに頼るだけかよ。情けねえ。
まあまあ、蛇の道は蛇ってことだよ。おじさんの方で手を尽くすから、ここは任せな。あと、村全体で警察の目をごまかすためアリバイを作る。レナがゴグラのあたりで目撃されたことにしよう。警察の目が広域に散ればそれだけ薄くなるはずだよ。
なるほどな。
こんなのはダム戦争の頃はお手の物だったよ。絶対にレナをかばいきってみせる。あとケイちゃん、レナはケイちゃんのことは特に信頼してた。だからレナの方からケイちゃんのところに現れる可能性がある。その時にはすぐ保護してあげてほしい。その時は私にもすぐ連絡してね。
お、わかったぜ。
レナは強い子だからきっとこんな苦難も乗り越えてみせるよ。
Oh, Mion, Rena probably wants to kill you.
そうだな。
I hesitated to say something. Rena hadn't been her normal self lately. If she was her normal self, I'd have no doubt that she could overcome this. But Rena is deeply convinced that Takano-san's illusions are true. Rena believes the Sonozaki family is behind the conspiracy. I'm not sure if she trusts the Sonozaki family to
大丈夫
protect
だ
her.
よ。私とレナだって仲間だ。腹を割って話せばすぐに誤解だって分かってくれるよ。
Oh,
ケイちゃんだっ
that's
て
if
私と
she
話して
actually would be
誤
down to
解が
sit
解け
down
たん
with
でし
you.
ょ。よくもまあ、あんなとんでも話を信じたもんだよ。
まあな、我ながら前原圭一、多分一生の恥だぜ。やれやれ。
I really was deeply convinced until I talked to Mion. Even after the promise of friendship we made, I doubted her. Takano-san was endowed with magic, and I think the scrapbook she wrote also carried a spell. Oh shit. Okay. They're forbidden scrapbooks. Nobody was supposed to read them. Rena is captivated by the power of that magic even after Takano-san's death. I have to wake her up. I've got a very bad feeling about it.
ああ、ごめん。来客だわ。
Oh no, it's Rena.
なんだか。じゃあこれで電話を。
お、わかった。
Watch.
レナは今晩以降、ゴグラのあたりに潜伏してることになってる。警察に何か聞かれても、知りません、会ってませんで通すんだよ。
お、了解。
Mion waited for my answer, then hung up the phone. After she hung up, I slowly started to feel like Rena was being consumed. Huh. It's not only the police I'm worried about, I'm also worried because Rena is ensnared by the power of Takano-san's magic. I fear that she might be suffering from incredible anxiety. Oh, right, Rena might be hiding at her secret base in the garbage dump. Oh, yeah. Rena once told me that she used to spend time there when Rena-san was at her house. And she told me that she hid the scrapbooks there too. If she's hiding there, she must be hungry by now. I should bring her something to eat. I went to the kitchen to look for some junk food. My mother looked
ちょ
confused.
っと出かけてくるよ。
こんな時間に？もう遅いからよしなさい。
大切な用事なんだ。すぐ戻るよ。あとそれから、もし俺が留守の間にレナが来るようなことがあったら、黙って俺の部屋に通してほしい。それからレナの所在を尋ねる電話が来たら、知らないって言って切っちゃって。
My mom looked angry that I was leaving the house at so late an hour, but I rushed out of the house before she could say anything. I grabbed a flashlight from the wall of the garage, got on my bicycle, and sped off into the darkness. The moon looked beautiful, but in a creepy way. I feel like something terrible is going to happen. I don't know what it is, but I know it's coming. Something is going to happen. The moon, seemingly knowing just what that something will be, looked like it was laughing at us, pacing back and forth in confusion. Damn it. Laugh all you want. Laugh at this funny story as much as you want. I'm not going to laugh. I'm going to fight. I'm going to smash through whatever fate is waiting for us. Rena, I hope you're there. Maybe my bicycle needs some oil. It was making a lousy noise as I pedaled. Damn it, even my bicycle is laughing at us. Oh my god, these fuckers are all so stupid. Oh, Rena, you stupid motherfucker. Jesus Christ. Well, chat, Lily and I have a movie to catch. Yep, we're gonna go watch the Demon Slayer movie. So I will catch y'all tomorrow for our final stream before Japan. Tomorrow is our final stream before Japan, and obviously we'll be live at like normal in Japan as well. But the day after will probably be a like Master Chef stream, because I'll be in the plane. But yes, sir, I might be live late Tuesday IRL stream in Japan, but that depends. We'll see. Anyways, oh my god, it looks like there's thunderstorms. Oh